Hey, so let's kind of talk about like what's changed and why you might be looking for a new marketing service or something to add on to what you're currently doing, right? So the first focus is like why do we market in the first place? Is obviously we want to get our dispatch board from something that looks like this, where we got maybe one or two techs who aren't very busy, to a place where we got multiple techs, they're very busy. But it's not just about the quantity of jobs, it's also about the quality of the new customers that you're generating, right? So what we typically see when somebody's coming to us is the HVAC company is chasing their leads. They're driving all over the metro to take any job. Their dispatchers are having their time wasted by kind of price shoppers that are calling and just trying to get a price out of them. The techs themselves, when they're on site with the homeowner, they're dealing with skeptical customers. So it's more of a challenge to sell, a membership program, maintenance program, or even just the recommendations that you're making for the repair, right? On top of that, they're usually losing installs or referrals to competitors for a variety of reasons, and they're usually spending more than they want to on advertising to continue to bring in the business that they want. And then lastly, and this is what's always on everybody's mind, is they just can't keep their techs busy enough, like throughout the entire area, right? So this is a really busy slide, but we'll get back to this in a second. I just want to show you, right? This is how the search engines have changed, and I'm just going to move my big fat head over here, is that Google wants to provide the best search results for people that are coming so that people continue to use their search engine, and that's why they have 92% plus of all the searches are done on Google, right? So at the top here, these are ads, right? So anything that says sponsored, 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 these are all ads. People are paying for this. This is Google local service ads, Google Guaranteed. They're paying per call. This is Google pay-per-click. They're paying per click, but there's no guarantee that they're actually going to get a phone call. So great program to be a part of. Not as good as it was 3 years ago. A lot of people aren't getting the business that they used to get from there. And so 10% of the clicks are going to the ads. I'm going to talk about this in a second. Another 30% are going to the websites down here. So if you've got an agency that's talking about, hey, we do SEO, or we're doing local SEO for you, we're getting you more traffic, more visitors, more customers potentially. Sure, there's going to be more traffic from that and being visible here. But in all honesty, you got to realize, like, everybody in the metro is vying for this one keyword, HVAC contractor in Boston, right? And this is if you were in Boston. But you have to understand the quality of the buyers here. These are really non-buyers. These are people that are searching information. Talk to your SEO company. They'll probably tell you about, like, we want long tail keywords because these are people searching for information. We want to get to them early and create brand identity around it. In all honesty, you got to understand that people are making decisions faster than ever, and Google knows that, right? So the 30% that's down here, is it bad to rank here? No. Is it as good in terms of quality of the person that you're getting to call you? Not really. These are usually your price shoppers, your looky-loos, your tire kickers, the people that just tie up the dispatcher's time, and then they're going to go get that second opinion from one of your techs and go buy the thermostat at Home Depot installed themselves, right? So the focus really is showing up here in the Google Business Profile section, or the snack pack, as some might call it. And these three local businesses are the people that people are going to use, right? Most people know that these are ads, right? There's also a reason why Google has created its ads to look a lot like this, because they're trying to bait people to click on this, because that's how they generate money. But really, everybody's looking at these three companies right here, and typically people will call them in the order of the number of reviews that they have. So this person probably gets the first calls, second, and third. But you have to realize the 60% that are calling here, these are 100% of the quality buyers, because they're being very intentional about who they're selecting to come out and do the repair, because nobody wants to go find an HVAC contractor every single time something breaks. They want to find one, they want to stay with it, they want to marry that one, so to speak. And so instead of getting these one-night stands up here who are never going to respond to you, not join your membership program and just be hard because you're going to have to chase them anyways, or welcoming more and more of these looky-loos and people that are just going to waste your time and kind of put you in the friend zone, why don't you focus on be showing up where people are looking and where people really want to buy? So if you've maybe become frustrated or it's been harder and harder to get business, that's usually why the situation is most people aren't ranking here. And what you have to realize is that when you're trying to rank here, there's literally an infinite number of options and opportunities to be ranking there, and I'll get to that in a second. But kind of breaking this down, right? Like I said, 10% go to the ads. These are the leads you chase. 30% go to these websites. These are non-buyers, so why are we focusing on them? But the 60% that go here, click on the Google Business Profiles, they want to marry your business for life, and right, you want that. And this is really what we focus on, because these are referral grade customers to people who are coming in and through this, right? So the old plan is to focus on, the people with low buyer intent or the super desperate people who aren't going to form a long-term relationship with you, while our focus is on focusing on the key people, the quality buyers that you want, that 60% that are 100% of the quality buyers. So everyone else is focusing up here and focusing down here, and we focus right here on the money spot, right? So to give you a sense of is this a viable strategy? Is there opportunity here? This is a bit, and I hate to say this, but this is a bit of a blue ocean strategy at the moment. And the reason is because many agencies know how to rank a website. They don't know how to rank a Google Business Profile, right? Because it's a very different, it's a similar but very different approach in terms of how you do it, right? And here's just an example to show you. These are some big players down here in the DFW. These guys have 15,000 reviews for this location. This is how well they're showing up. And what this is an actual a tool, it's a third-party tool. There's lots of them out there that you can use. And what it is it's pooling. Imagine each one of these little dots that you can see here is somebody with an iPhone, and they're Googling something like, in this case, air conditioning repair. These guys only show up number one right here in the center. Other than that, they're ranking 20 plus, right? So nobody's ever going to find them anywhere outside of being physically at the location of that business and Googling air conditioning repair, right? Same for this guy with 18,000 reviews. So you can just see maybe slightly better, but he's only visible maybe 2 miles around his business, which is just a total mismanagement of opportunity there, right? So all that to say is there's a lot of opportunity to be ranking, because each one of these places is a potential place to rank, as opposed to everybody vying in the Boston metro area for this one keyword. Instead, people are vying at each one of these points for these keywords, right? And there's a lot that comes into play. So think of it, HVAC analogy here. It's imagine the old plan is worrying about your website, the performance, the content, the links, and all that kind of stuff. That's the old plan, right? But the new plan is about your Google Business Profile visibility optimization, right? So instead of SEO, it's GVO, right? And why is that important? Well, think about if you were putting HVAC system in a house, would you ever not put ducting in? Absolutely not. Why would you want to, keep all the air, all the good air, either in the basement or up in the attic if you're here in Texas, right? You want to disperse it and get it out and throughout the house, because that's what's actually going to make it something comfortable to live, right? So when you kind of compare what the old plan is, and this is what usually every other SEO agency is doing, this is what we do in month one to kind of start to build that foundation and send custom signals to Google about your niche in HVAC and about your location to make you geographically relevant. If you ask your SEO agency, they are going to tell you that we are ranking your Google Business Profile, and then you ask them, what are you doing? And usually they're doing Google Business posts. Maybe they're doing some citations, which I've been shocked to find that people say that they're doing that, but when somebody comes to me, how few citations they actually have is always pretty mind-blowing. They're telling you to do location pages. Absolutely, you want to do location pages. There's a very specific way to do those location pages. Most people don't do it. They just kind of put something up for a city and then asking for reviews. But really, that's you doing it and not actually your agency doing it, right? So to give you a visual, right, it's like a bucket. Everybody else that you're probably talking with is doing a huge amount of SEO for your website. They're doing a very small amount of stuff for your Google Business Profile. All we focus is on your Google Business Profile. I'm not going to rank your website, so you don't have to fire your SEO guy. You can hire us and keep your SEO company, pay-per-click company. We don't do any of that. All we focus is on the Google Business Profile, right? And maybe you're just tired of getting these reports where you're like, what does this even mean? I'm -9 on Google and I'm +5 on Bing. Okay, great. For you, you're like, is that good? Is that bad? And really all you care about is you really want to know, hey, am I getting new phone calls? Is my visibility is it improving over time, right? And so that's really what makes sense to you, right? That's why I call this making marketing simple. Again, the way that it should be. It's obvious. You want to be visible. You want people to find you. It's just like the yellow pages. You want to be there when people are looking for you, and you want them to call you. So what is our strategy? How do we do this? Why is this different? Well, first off, we take the top 5 HVAC keywords that are relevant in your area, so they might not be these, and we rank you for that keyword plus your location. This is what's different about local SEO. What Google wants from a Google Business Profile standpoint is they're not going to be able, if you want to try and rank in a city that is not yours, there's a different approach to it, right? Google is only going to let you rank for air conditioning repair your city. Whatever is actually in your actual physical address, it's going to let you rank for those keywords, right? So we want to make sure that we rank for those keywords plus your location well in every single one of those. And then once we do that in a very large area, then we will drop your location. And what we will start to do is we will focus on the more generic keywords. So we will drop that location, and then we'll start ranking for air conditioning repair instead of air conditioning repair your location. Now, why is that? Well, that's just the process that we found over 10 plus years of doing this, is that Google wants you to rank first for your city, and then you can rank for the broader sense. So if you want to rank for the city next to you, well, you're going to rank it in the broader term. Now, you have to think about it. That also makes sense and is more advantageous to you anyways, because most people don't type in air conditioning repair your city. Why? Because Google already knows what your city is, and people are lazy, right? So people are really typing in air conditioning repair, right? There's a very small percentage that are doing air conditioning repair your city. And so really the focus is on ranking for these larger keywords through a larger area. And you can just see this is just one of those maps, just like I showed you up here. This guy's all red. But the idea is you want to get that green as soon as possible. And so the goal is through sending these custom signals to Google that we actually do rank our clients. And so here's an example of showing and increasing that visibility so that you're there, right? So he's number 3 here, and you can see that he's 3 on the map, and that's from a search, in his city, right? So now what he's doing is he's getting referral grade customers calling him because they found him online, they researched him by reading his reviews, and then they called him. They weren't, hit by an ad on Facebook or on Google. They don't feel sold to. They feel like they made the selection, they made the choice, and so as a result, these are referral grade customers. Here's just a couple of examples, right? This guy actually increased his sales 150% from the year previous in the month of April, so not even in the heat of the season, guys. This was before the season was really heating up. He was up 150% in sales from the previous year. And this just kind of shows this transition of March 3rd to where we got to April 21st. And this is just showing you an example. This is for HVAC contractor. I just want to show you a couple of different ones. This is for air conditioning repair. This one's for air conditioning installation. This one's for air conditioning contractor. I do that just to show you that we don't just do it for one keyword. We do it for multiple keywords, and we're successful at it. And so what is the transition? What is the change here? Well, you are going to get not just more customers, but you're going to get better customers without any work from you or your team, right? And so what I'm showing you here is how, getting great reputation, getting those reviews is important. This leads to actual calls and clicks on your Google business profile that are going to either call you or they're going to go to your website and then typically result in calls. So, but I don't want to take like snap pictures. I want to actually show you these results. So here's actually the tool that we're using, right? And I'm just going to show you. This is the progress. This is each week. We're doing different things. And sometimes, we see that the rankings will actually like pull back. Or they'll stagnate for a while. Like this isn't a totally linear process. This is a process of working with Google to give that the indication of your credibility and your impact. And you can see here, this is what's going down. And then what happens once we're ranking you better than a 4 throughout the areas, we'll actually zoom back out, and then we'll start ranking you in a much larger area, taking time, letting that solidify. Obviously, the ranking here is less than 4 stars. And then what happens over time is after we feel like we've dominated that area, we'll then zoom even further out. And you can see here we are zoomed out, and each one of these things is a 2. And we're still making progress. We're still gaining momentum. We're still continuing to cover this area so that you are visible throughout. I don't want to make this video too long, but we've done this with multiple different things, considering where he was when he started and where he is now. So all that to say, we've done it. We do it for other people. And then I want to just show you an example. This is data that we're pulling directly from Google, and this is just a comparison of where he was at the same time that we've been working with him last year compared to this year, and just the increase in terms of business impressions up 185%, business impressions on search up 95%, and what's that resulting in? 143% increase in calls. Could you imagine if you were last year going from 92 calls to this year 224 in the same time frame? Same thing with the website clicks, seeing the increase of like 164 to 412. Like this is the stuff that really actually matters, and most agencies aren't talking about it because they don't have a very effective plan to actually deliver those results. And so that's ultimately what we want. We want the outcome. The desired outcome here is that you're getting new referral grade customers so that you don't actually have to chase them, that you can reduce or even eliminate your advertising budget, that when you're dealing with customers, they're pre-sold on doing business with you. you're winning installs and referrals from your competitors as opposed to losing them to them. You're growing organically close and around your office so that you don't have to drive all around the metro for these jobs, that you're getting referrals more easily as a result and organically because people had a good experience. They found you. They feel like they found a gem. They want to share that. And then lastly, you're keeping your techs busy year round is really the important piece here, right? So, what's the investment here? Fortunately for you, somebody obviously referred you over here because we don't do any advertising or marketing online. This is all by pretty much word of mouth. And so I know that, and that's why you're here. As a thank you to the person who referred you to us, we'll give you the friends and family discount. Usually this is $3,000 a month. For right now, it's $2,500 a month. There are no contracts, but I would just say this is if you're going to try this out for 3 months, we're probably not a fit. Results take time. We're essentially building the reputation that you've built in your business over many, many years. We're trying to do that online as opposed to what you've done offline, right? So the result is you become more referable, you get more referrals, and you're getting referral grade customers that are coming to you, all while keeping your techs busy around. And here's some data from Google. Google itself, right? Their business profile help says 70% more visitors just from optimizing your platform, your profile, right? So who does this work best for? I'm just going to be honest with you. Obviously, you got to do quality HVAC work. The other thing is you got to at least have 100 reviews. If you have over 200, even better. If you've got over 500, things can really, really speed up for you, which is awesome. You got to have at least 3 vehicles on the road. There's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, you usually don't have the marketing budget for this if you've got less than that. And then the second thing is like you got to have enough capacity to actually handle all the calls that you get and not actually have this negatively impact your reputation. So lastly, if you're on this website, just click on the big orange button that says connect with me. Fill that out. That's going to hit me up. I will hit you up with a text message right after that, and that's me, not some random, desperate salesperson. Or if you want, you can just text me directly. That's my cell phone number right there. I do have 3 kiddos, so if I get it, I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. And I do appreciate and look forward to the opportunity of speaking with you and potentially partnering with you, provided that your city is available, because we only work with 1 person per city, and we only do it 4 people per metro. So, for example, in Fort Worth, there's only 4 customers, and they can't be close within 7.5 miles of each other. So, just so you know, I'm not going to be working with your competitors if you do time me up. So, I appreciate you, and I look forward to chatting with you. Shoot me a text. Bye.